Hi guys, it's Markabusi here and we're back with another reaction, and today we are on to chapter 3 of the Rise of Bangtan series. Now, you guys have been clamouring, absolutely clamouring for me to do the next one of these, right? So I'm doing it for yous. See, because I'm doing that for yous, yous are going to do something for me. Yous are going to sit for a minute to do this. Look how cute my wee fucking hat is, guys. Look at that. Like, that's cute as fuck, right? And I know you're thinking, oh, cuteness overload, can't handle it. Well, there's another one. Look at that. Cute as fuck. Oh, fuck cute. You want a button? I've got buttons. Oh, fuck cute buttons. There's more. More where that came from. Look at that. Look at that button. That's a cute button. Cute button. I know what you're thinking, where's the markabusi merch though? That's all his band stuff. Markabusi button. Now if you want to get some of that stuff, right, here's a wee markabusi hat, right? Markabusi hat, right? You want some of that merch and more, head to my merchandising shop at fourthwall.com something. I don't know the fucking link to it, but there, and go and buy. And then go and buy that wee badge, right? Buy that wee badge. In that hat. Right. Woo! Let's watch the documentary. Also, hi Jesse. Oh fuck! I forgot to say, buy the album. I brought an album out, guys. And listen, right, see yous BTS fans, right, yous are expecting, yous have got, I've heard enough BTS songs that I feel like I can say this with some kind of degree of authority. Yous like music with, like, good lyrics and really catchy melodies and beautiful harmonies and really, really fucking solid production. And I have just released an album that has none of that. What it does have though, right, is fucking heart. It has heart. So go and listen to it and that. Buy it. It's on Bandcamp. There's a link somewhere. Have a look for it somewhere. I'm no your da, right? I'm no holding your horn through this.
대박! 대박! 2013년 8월 25일 르무스의 로그 아따 톤 한 단계 업그레이드 됐고 안경을 처음으로 벗고 로그를 찍는다. 이야 신기하네.
And that's why I didn't fucking recognise him. See if he'd come on with his glasses. I went, oh, there's RM. Thankfully, the captions are doing an absolute service right now. But, aye. What's the upgrade? Is it just that he's not wearing these glasses? I'm not even going to comment on the hat, right? I'm leaving the hat. Run that joke into the ground. Fuck it.
아무튼 나는 여태 방금 전까지 이제 앨범 작업이 드디어 끝났어. 랩몬스터라는 이름을 정말 바보가 지은 게 아니라는 걸 증명해드리고 싶다. 오케이? 좋아.
How fortunate is it that he's actually quite a good rapper, considering the name that his mum and dad gave him? Because if he turned out to be shit at rap and he had to just go along for the rest of his life being called Rap Monster, I can't imagine he wouldn't have got the absolute cunt ripped at him. in like every occupation that he tried to do. You know what I mean? What's your name? Rap monster. Can you rap? Fuck off, mate. Leave me alone.
Woohoo! Why? Yeah!
What's this ominous bullshit about?
Everybody say no. Everybody say no. Everybody say no.
The receiving of them there, I'm pretty sure that the SWAT guards were about to get absolutely fucked up. Just saying. They were in there a fight they were no chance with. No chance.
안녕하세요. VJ 방탄 특공대 MC 진입니다.
boy.
2013년 가요계에 혜성같이 등장한 방탄소년단. 훈훈한 외모와 넘치는 카리스마로 많은 분들의 사랑을 받았는데요. 함께 보실까요? 좋은 좋네. 안녕하세요. 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 출근 소감을 얘기해 주실래요?
안녕하세요. 네.
멤버 씨 오늘 처음이시라고요?
계속 연습했습니다.
Return to the classics.
Wait, hold on. What the fuck? I thought there was only 7 of them. What the f... I couldn't keep track of the original 7. What the fuck's going on here?
네, 아무래도 떨려가지고
Fucking Blazing Squad!
저희가 이번에 5 Are You Late라는 앨범으로 저희가 또 타이틀곡 에너라는 노래로 컴백을 했는데요. 컴백을 했습니다. 저희 에너 한번 들어보시고 죄송합니다. 다시 할게요.
오늘 정말 쟁쟁하신 분들이 많이 계셔서
죄송하네요.
굉장히 긴장이 됩니다. 원래 대기실에 딱 갔는데
통통 비었어요.
신인 대기실 통통 비었더라고요.
That's a rookie.
그렇죠. 저희도 언젠가. 둘셋 팡! 자! 안녕하세요. 방탄소년단입니다. 열심히 하겠습니다.
자, 리허설 3, 2.
Okay, so how long does that go on for though? Because apparently it was saying that after your initial release, your second release then needs to be successful as well, or else you'll get disbanded through a lack of funding. But Bangtan was notoriously really short on funding in the first place because they weren't one of the big three. So how much fucking... Like, how often... I mean, I'm assuming monetarily, Bangtan's absolutely fucking doing fine at this point. But how many albums did they have to do before they got to a safe position? Because it must have been more than a normal, than like your... It must have been, I would assume it would have been more than the artists that were backed by the big three, because they could take financial chances, whereas Big Hit couldn't. So that's... I never really thought it that way, but there's a lot more riding on that kind of shit. Also, define album, because Jin's album was about fucking 6 minutes long when I listened to it. I strapped in for a long haul and it turns out I sniffed and it was finished.
솔직히 매우 긴장된다. 첫 번째 앨범 때보다 더 멋있는 모습을 보여드려야 된다고 생각되기도 하니까 되게 좀 약간은 부담감이 있기도 한 것 같고, 조금 더 준비를 하고 나가고 싶다는 생각도 조금 있고.
네, 목이 타면서 땀났고요. 잠시 후에 녹화하겠습니다.
둘, 셋, 팍! 자, 감사합니다. 열심히 하겠습니다.
모니터 보니까 어때요? 잘 된 것 같아요?
지금 제 표정이 너무 안 좋게 나요. 좀더 표정에 신경 쓰겠습니다.
어떻게요? 더 파워풀하게?
거침없이 실제하는 소년들 방탄소년단입니다. 에노
힙합 아이돌 방탄소년단이 더 강력해진 모습으로 돌아왔습니다. 강렬한 퍼포먼스와 보다 강력해진 카리스마로 돌아온 기대주 방탄소년단 여러분들 모셨습니다. 데뷔한 지 4개월 만에 정말 엄청나게 팬덤이 생겼어요.
NO is kind of an abbreviation of no offense. 과연 사람들에게 행복한가? 더 듣기 전에 행복을 찾아라. 이렇게 묻고 있는 그런 앨범이고요.
Right, so even from the second album, they were being quite like pushing against the establishment and quite kind of controversial. I don't know how controversial the first album was, but the second album definitely is. Okay, that's quite interesting. I also think it's curious because obviously when they made the first album they were all really young and they were also told that they were to write about what they know and stuff. So I mean, right, and then I got a lot of backlash for this. I'm kind of going to double down a wee bit. Like I said that the lyrics in their first, like, because I had done a medley of their songs, and I said that in their first song, that was from like I think it was from their first album, that the lyrics were quite immature, and everybody went mental at me and was like, well, they wrote it when they were fucking 16 and they were told to write about what they know and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. All that's fine, and all that explains why the lyrics are immature, but it doesn't excuse the fact that the lyrics are immature. And I'm not saying that as a negative or as an insult or to be disrespectful in any way. I'm just saying that the lyrics then, compared to the shit that they're doing now, is less mature. But, I mean, by the same token, my favourite fucking artist is Fiona Apple, and you listen to the lyrics on Tidal, and they are immature compared to, say, Fetch the Bolt Cutters. You know what I mean? It's just, you get better at writing songs as the more you do it. I don't think that that's a bad thing to point out. But, you know, that's fine. But anyway, my point being, aye, that wee bit there, like I'm no, as we all know, and I don't really need to keep saying it, not a great fan of the rapping, but that bit was kind of cool.
NO is kind of an abbreviation of no offense. 과연 사람들에게 행복한가? 더 듣기 전에 행복을 찾아라. 이렇게 묻고 있는 그런 앨범이고요.
In Korea, the university you attend is regarded by the society as one of the most important factors for determining your success in life. The College Scholastic Ability Test, also called Suneung, is the test that dictates which university students would attend.
So is that the equivalent of SATs for Americans? I don't think the UK has that kind of thing. They don't have like a standardized test that you take to determine. You just got like you've just got exams for each subject, and then you've to hit a certain different like you've to hit a certain amount of grades across those subjects to be able to get into the university that you want for different subjects. Like I know that. So here's a wee thing for you, right? And this is gonna surprise you when you think just like how intelligent I am. In my 5th year of higher education, which is different from further education, but in my higher education, I studied 5 subjects because that's the amount that you're allowed to study, and I got three no awards, which is where you don't get anything. I got a D, which was a fail, and I got a deferred C, where I had gotten a C in the exam, but because I hadn't finished the coursework, they wouldn't give me the C. Which is crazy, right? That's crazy. That's about as bad as you can get. When you've actually physically went in and sat the exams, that's about as bad a result as you can possibly ask for. And they were no, I didn't. I just fucked it up. And then they were gonna kick me out. But then I went in, so I went in and I sat down with the principal, and he's like, "Why the fuck should I let you back for another year?" And I was like, "Well, everything was really good up until then. I don't know how that happened." And he was like, "Right, okay." So I did 6 year and repeated the exact same subjects, and then I got 4 A's and a B, and I don't understand how that happened. Don't understand it. I'm still to this day fucking confused. And what did I do with the grades, right? Because 4 A's and a B, fantastic grades. What did I do with those grades, you're asking? Went to work at a supermarket and started a YouTube channel. That's what I did. Because I know what I'm doing.
Students literally spend their whole lives preparing for this test.
저 때도 그랬고 지금도 그렇고 우리 학생들은 공부밖에 할 줄 몰라요.
These students study hard. On average, they'll do 15 hours a day. When school ends at 4 o'clock, it's not time to go home. The next shift starts, and most will go on to cram schools. For those who don't succeed, there's a tragic cost.
South Korea has exceptionally high suicide rate. Suicide is...
Right, okay, I was about to make a joke about how to take them out the back and shoot them, but you know what? That's actually not that funny. In retrospect, that's crazy. Has South Korea considered, right? Just you know, far be it for me to tell a country what to do, right? But have they considered no putting so much pressure on their children that they end up committing suicide? Have they considered maybe just letting the Waynes be Waynes? Also, you don't need to study that hard to be like a fucking joiner or a plumber. And every country needs them. Just saying, maybe like intellectual fucking dominance isn't actually the be all and end all everything. Maybe you shouldn't be trying to force folk to think that it is. It's just an idea. I can say that though up on my pedestal because I am somewhat of a fucking genius. So yeah, that's fine.
the fourth most common cause of death in South Korea. In the age range of 10 to 19 years old, South Korea has the highest suicide rate in the world.
Mental health is a joke here in Korea.
There's a lack of counselling for kids in South Korea. Tragically, some see suicide as the only option.
Jesus Christ.
Everybody say no.
The message of this song is quite nice, right? I'll give you that, right? But also, I don't know what's happening to me here. But it kind of slaps. It kind of slaps, right? It's this bit. That wee bit.
한국은 주변 사람들이 열심히 하니까 자기도 옆에 사람만큼 열심히 해야겠다 이런 생각이 많이 드는 것 같아요.
친구들한테는 괜찮다, 이겨낼 수 있다고라고 하는데 미치겠습니다. 돌아버릴 것 같아요.
솔직히 말해서 저는 사실일까? 허상은 아닐까? 우리가 허상을 만들어 놓고 그냥 거기에 달라드는 거 아닐까?
Everybody say no.
오늘 축하할 일이 한 가지 더 있습니다, 여러분. 자, 무엇일까요?
제 생일입니다.
생일 축하합니다.
생일 축하합니다. 사랑하는 내 모녀. 생일 축하합니다.
무릎 끄세요. 감사합니다. 감사합니다. 저희 소원은 신인상을 꼭 탔으면 좋겠습니다. 신인상 꼭 탔으면 좋겠고요. 호응 좀 해주세요.
얘기하세요.
드디어 첫 선언을 했어요.
컴백. 저희가 컴백으로 돌아왔죠.
이제 컴백을 했는데 뭔가 요번 앨범에서 정말 더 한번 빵 터뜨려서
그렇죠.
이제 본격적으로 방탄소년단을 알릴 수 있었으면 참 좋겠다.
그렇다.
긴장을 너무 많이 해서 조금 실수를 했었다.
조금 아니다. 귀가 많이 틀렸다.
아니다.
이제 막 좀 이렇게 혼났었는데 되게 그래 좀 두려웠지.
그래도 사원 오카 때는 정말 팬분들
우리 엄청난 아미분들
정말 대단한 것 같다.
엄청난 아미분들이 많은 응원을 해주셔서 정말
일단 음원도 안 나왔는데
음원도 공개가 안 됐는데
사원 오카를 할 때 갑자기
Everybody say no 하는데 다
노를 외치니까
노를 외치니까 신기했어. 열심히 합시다.
그렇습니다.
열심히 하겠다. 그래. 제이홉
B의
로그
끝.
자 여러분, 9월 20일이 무슨 날인지 아시나요?
추석입니다.
추석인가요? 네, 추석이기도 추석이죠. 추석이기도 뭐 추석 연휴기도 하고요.
연휴예요?
네, 9월 20일.
제 생일 후 정확히 8일이 지났죠.
그렇죠.
100일?
에이 설마 100일이
정말 어색한 리액션 정말 감사하고
죄송합니다.
저희 방탄소년단이 데뷔한 지 100일이 되는 날이죠.
야! 100일! 와우!
제가 저희가 이제 데뷔한 지 정확하게 100일이 됐는데요.
네.
정말 그 100일 동안 항상 옆에서 함께 해주신 아미 분들이 있어서 저희가 존재하는 게 아닌가.
그렇죠.
너무너무 감사드리고요. 앞으로 100일, 1000일, 만일, 10만일 동안
10만일 동안
함께해요!
A Western artist gets like what, 2 years roughly between albums? And you wouldn't really, like, I would make the argument that, well, unless you're Lana Del Rey, at which point you're just releasing albums fucking constantly. But, you would think that, like, you release your first album, and then it tends to be that you're sitting there touring the first album for a year, and then you've got a year to sit down and write your second album. But you ride the wave of your first album for those 2 years, or at least for the first year, and then your kind of relevance, I guess, is then judged on how many folk remember you by the time your second album comes out. And that seems normal to me. But if you're at the point where you're constantly having to stay in the limelight and constantly having to push yourself out there, because at any moment you can get cancelled, even if it's like a couple of weeks after you've done something successful, then that's an extreme amount of pressure. It would also explain why, and I don't know how short all of their albums is, but it would explain why some of the albums are very short, because they are just doing them in quick bursts to get them out there, to continue to stay relevant, so that they can maintain, like, the money coming in to keep them from being cancelled. I would think that would be how it was, like, the way that they would work it. But that's a fucking mental way to go and do stuff. Like, firstly, you're leading to extreme burnout, and secondly, you're not getting any real time to, like, let the creativity kind of bubble and mix and give you the best that you could do with that. But I suppose, I mean, if you're particularly good, then absolutely fine. Like, I mean, the guys seem to be doing fine, so obviously they've got creativity for days and they can just sit and churn stuff out. But see, this is the thing, right? This is why it's kind of difficult for somebody outside of the whole situation to come in and start reacting to BTS, especially in the way that I've been reacting to BTS, is because without all that context, it's really easy to judge and be a wee bit kind of dismissive sometimes. But if you know all that, you kind of need to take it into account when you're listening to their songs. Like, so, I mean, like if you're listening to their second album and and I don't know the details here, right? So you can fill me in the comments below where I'm getting stuff wrong, because I'm definitely going to be getting stuff wrong. But say, like, their first album comes out and then it's like 4 months later they've got to release their second fucking album. If there is weaker tracks on that second album, you kind of need to take into consideration that they've absolutely fucking churned that out 4 months after their first album, with all the pressure on their shoulders of, you get this shit done or you're disbanded. And I don't know that that's the best environment to be writing music in. So even being able to actually achieve that is fairly fucking impressive, honestly. And it also then kind of lends a wee bit of respect to the longevity of the band. Because, I mean, if they could have been cancelled at any fucking point and they're still here all this time later, that's... I mean, at this point, I don't think they need to worry. But, like, only a fucking absolute lunatic would turn around now and go, nah, we're breaking yous up. But, yeah. I mean, they might, but somebody else would sign them almost instantly. So I don't think they need to worry anymore. But that's not the point. That's not the fucking point, right? And you know it's not the point, so don't start.
하지만 방탄소년단이 진격한다면 어떨까?
All of that, taking all that into consideration, that does not mean that I need to start being nice to Stray Kids now. And I'll tell you why. Because here's the double standard here, right? I'll tell you why. Because Harry Potter at no point walked on water, right? And that would have taken them a minute to research that. But they didn't. So fuck them. Fuck Stray Kids right into the bin, right? They need to get pushed into the bin. The lid needs to get shoved down onto their heads so that they're sitting there going, oh, it's getting tight in here. Fucking shut up, Stray Kids, you daft wee bastards. Push the lid down onto them, right? And then see when it's done, weld that cunt and lid shut, right? And then take that bin and Donkey Kong style, launch it into the fucking sea. That's what needs to happen. Idiots.
그렇다 지금부터 소리 질러 우리가 누구 우리가 누구 겁없이 집어삼킨다 우리가 fire 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 and higher 우리가 누구 진격의 방탄 Turn up
찍으시면 안 되는데?
찍으시면 안 돼.
솔직히 르몬 형보다 춤 못 춘 거 아니야?
Right, I need to stop it, right? I need to say the now, right? See, as much as I was bobbing my head along to this song, see, in the interests of keeping the audience that I've cultivated this far, can we please make sure to never actually get me to react to that song in future? Because it made me want to glue my nuts to a concrete block and drop it for a garden shed. Alright, okay, this bit's nice. That bit was nice.
최근에 정말 그 생각을 많이 하는데 사람이 왜 사고가 다칠까요?
하고 싶은 게 뭐예요?
네?
하고 싶은 게 뭐예요?
저는 언더그라운드와 메이저의 다
Whoa. Whoa, what? Who's that cheeky cunt?
사람이 왜 사고가 다칠까요?
하고 싶은 게 뭐예요?
네?
하고 싶은 게 뭐예요?
저는 언더그라운드와 메이저의 가교가 되고 싶다고 이야기를 했어요. 그 이유가 저도 대구에서 음악을 할 때 굉장히 힘들었었고 매일 저녁 굶고 장기 하나 살려고 다 그래요. 그걸 바꾸고 싶었어요. 그걸 바꾸고 싶었다. 뭘로? 제가 당시요?
본인이 아이돌 해가지고 그걸 바꿀 수 있다고 생각했어요?
네.
The way we refer to stars singing on the stage or dancing on the stage in Korean is that we don't call them stars or artists. The common way we call them are idols. And we actually expect them to be this perfect idol that's always smiling, always very perfect, and don't have any mistakes in their personalities, or they always look pretty even without any makeup on. We expect someone to be like spotless.
우리나라 아이돌들 너무 잘하는데 노래를 못한다. 노래 잘하고요. 춤 세계에서 제일 잘 춘다고요. 근데 심지어 노래 잘하고 춤 잘 추는데 얼굴까지 예쁘고 몸매도 좋은데 연기도 되는 친구가 한 팀에 5명이면 5명이 다 그래.
아이돌이 무슨 뜻이에요?
우상이죠. 제가 아이돌은 사전적으로 우상인데 아이돌이라는 것은 우리나라에서는 이제 음악적인 것뿐만 아니라 산업적으로도 굉장히 복합적인 개념이잖아요. 그래서 어떤 사람들은 아이돌이라는 이 존재들이 힙합과 어떻게 어울릴 수 있냐. 힙합은 사실 또 어떻게 보면 좀 남성적이고 마초성이 좀 있는 문화이기도 하고 방탄소년단이 무대에 올라갔을 때 이제 분장을 한다. 또 메이크업을 하는 거에 대한 어떤 힙합과 충돌되는 부분이 있을 것 같은데.
Okay, that explains a lot why RM was really nervous about doing this in the first place, because I think he suspected that this would be the kind of backlash that he would get for the hip hop community. But fucking hell, I didn't even think that like in the actual interviews and stuff, with like actual kind of journalists and that, they would be so explicitly shitty about it. You know what I mean? It's rare to go into like a professional interview and have the interviewers turn around and just be like, "You guys are fucking assholes, by the way." That's rough. I would not keep my cool in that situation. I would tell that guy to go fuck himself. But
입고 다니는 게 여자냐?
뭐 사실 그렇게 느끼신다면 뭐 그렇게 느끼실 수도 있을 것 같아요.
strong with having a wee bit of femininity to your personality. What the fuck's the problem? Like, why we got this thing where it's like, oh, you're doing this thing, that's a masculine thing, and this thing is a feminine thing, and never the twain shall meet? Is that no how we've got quite a lot of the fucking problems that we've got in the world these days anyway? Like, so things like fucking, I don't know. Like, so, right, here's an example, right? It's a tiny example, it's a weird example, but bear with me, it's a personal example, and I've got it, right? As you can tell, because I'm doing it right now, I use my hands a lot when I talk, and because I'm sitting there like, the amount of times that I have been asked if I am gay or bisexual or have any interest in men, because I can be a bit flouncy when I'm talking and when I move, and I'm like, nah. I'm just expressive. Apparently that's quite a feminine trait, and I'm like, what's that makes me less a man? I built that with my bare fucking hands. The same hands that flounce about. Man's man. But you know what I mean though? Like, so if he was putting on, right, so they are putting on makeup and they are going on stage and they are performing and they are dancing, but, and I suppose in a kind of like old thinking perspective, that stuff is feminine, I guess. Why is that a problem? Like, why is that a problem though? I don't understand why he's asking that question in quite an insulting way. Like, where's the fucking issue? John Wayne wore makeup. Steve McQueen wore makeup. Fucking J. Edgar Hoover wore makeup. What is the problem? Prince, one of the most famous shaggers in the world, wore makeup. Mick Jagger, flounced about like fuck. Nobody sat there and went, I bet Mick Jagger likes a bit of dick. No, because if you said that, he'd go and shag your wife. Fucking but Noshimo, what's wrong with wearing pantyhose? Like, if you want to, what's the fucking problem? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to. I don't want to go about. I don't want to cut about in a fucking dress. But that's because I've got hairy legs and I don't have the stomach for it, right? But if I looked good in it, I'll wear what suits me, and I wear what I'm comfortable in. But who the fuck am I to tell other folk what suits them and what they feel comfortable in? And why would I turn round to somebody who's went and brought out a piece of art, who is quite successful in what they've done and has done a very good job of it, and tell them that they're lesser than me because of the way they went around doing that? It's just putting people down for the sake of putting people down to try and build yourself up. But you know what you could do to build yourself up? Don't be a fucking prick and go and do your own thing that's as good. There's an idea. Maybe get better at interviewing. Prick. That guy's a prick. I don't know who he is, right? I don't know who he is. I want to give his content. Ready for this? Where is he? Oh, he's away now. Oh, what a prick.
띵동. 제가 편지 왔습니다.
대바지에.
띵동. 정신 부탁드립니다. 띵동. 알았어요? 편지 왔습니다.
아웃터 이런 거 얼마? 신발도.
That man looks tired.
띵동. 편지 왔습니다.
아, 감사합니다.
네, 제 편지 읽어볼까요?
최근에 편지를 많이 읽으면서 느낀 건데, 편지에 항상 고맙고 미안하다는 말을 써주시는 분들이 많이 계신데, 저도 그런 편지를 읽을 때마다 굉장히 가슴 뭉클해지고 고맙고 또 저도 미안해집니다.
Fucking hell.
감사합니다.
정말 내가 아티스트인지 아이돌인지 헷갈릴 때가 많다. 나 스스로는 아이돌의 형태를 띈 아티스트라고 생각을 많이 했었는데, 사람들의 인식은 제각기 다른 거니까. 그리고 내가 앞으로 보여줄 아티스트적인 면모가 더 많다고 생각을 하고, 정말 산 넘어 산이라는 말이 딱 맞는 게, 정말 데뷔하면 모든 게 다 잘 되고 뭔가 괜찮을 것 같았는데, 정말 또 더 큰 세상을 보니까 더 큰 고민을 하게 되고, 복잡하고 정말 혼란스럽지만 이런 마음들을 좀 음악에 담아낼 수 있어야 그게 내 몫이라고 생각한다. 그걸 음악에 녹여내고 더 승화시켜서 더 진정성 있고 더 좋은 음악을 들려드리고 싶은 마음이다. 아무튼 요즘 그래도 열심히 잘 하고 있으니까 랩몬스터 누나들이 힘냈으면 좋겠다.
I feel bad for the guy, and I kinda like, I think that he maybe slightly naively went into this as like an artist and felt like he could kind of buck the system in a way and like kind of break out of that traditional idol mold and be like an artistic version of that idol, where he could then kind of call the shots and like mold it into this new thing where it was like, yeah, okay, it's an idol, but with artistic credibility and I get his kind of deep fucking resentment and disappointment that at this point, the amount of backlash he's getting for it shows that it's kind of no working. I think, though, to be honest with you, he had so much like societal ideas about stuff to fight against that it was always going to be a long slog. And I that's what I'm saying. I think he was a bit kind of naive, because I think he felt like if he did the first album, people would hear the first album and go, this guy's different for the rest, like from like traditional idols. And then because it didn't go that way and he got a lot of backlash, then that's kind of threw him a wee bit. It's also to his credit that he's then bounced back for that and decided to try harder instead of like giving up. Because I think now he's done it. Like I think now people see him as like artist / idol, whereas before they were kind of like at this point basically just making fun of him for having, well, for all the stuff that they've been talking about, pretty much. And I feel like I kind of relate to him a bit, because he's got at this point in his life, I relate to him, because it's difficult when you are like remarkably clever and deep and have got all this insightful stuff to say and like passion to give the world, but all they see is a beautiful, beautiful face and the voice of an angel. It's difficult. And I know where he's coming from. Right. That was a long build up for that joke. Let's go.
잘하고 있다고 믿을 것이고 잘 해낼 것이다. 너무 많이 생각하지 말자. 맞지?
그러시면 안 돼요. 그대로 하셔야 돼요.
그대로 읽을 겁니다. 그대로.
저 조명도 살짝 어둡게. 네.
이거 뭐지? 인간극장 아닌데요?
사실 정말 믿기지가 않습니다. 춤이 너무 좋아 공부도 안 하고 새벽에 매일 나가 새벽 연습하고 고생한 끝에 서울로 올라갈 때 그래도 그 누구보다 좋아하셨던 부모님, 전 아버지의 그 웃음이.
여러분은 모르시겠지만 연습생 때는 정말로 데뷔를 할 수 있을지도 몰랐습니다. 정말로 울기도 하고 지치기도 하면서 포기하고 싶다는 생각을 많이 했었습니다.
사실 예전은 즐겁다고 생각한 적은 많이 없었던 것 같아요.
그리고 지금까지 열심히 활동하면 제게 작지만 되게 큰 목표가 하나 생겼습니다. 정말 제 목소리로 여러분들의 마음을 감동시킬 수 있는 그런 가수가 되고 싶고, 또 정말 떳떳하게 자랑스럽게 부끄럽지 않게 나는 방탄소년단의 팬이다 라고 말할 수 있도록 정말 멋진 가수가 되겠다고 다짐했습니다. 참 이렇게 고마운 존재인데 저희에게 되려 미안하다고 할 때는 저는 마음이 참 아픕니다. 우리 서로 고마워하는 사이가 되었으면 좋겠어요.
저는 여러분을 실망시키는 일이 세상에서 가장 두렵습니다. 항상 말해왔듯이 여러분이 없으면 저도 없으니까요. 아미들, 내가 꿈을 이루면 나는 또 누군가의 꿈이 된다고 합니다. 여러분 모두의 꿈이고 싶어요. 그게 저의 역할인 것 같습니다.
아직 모르는 게 많고 서툴고 어벙대지만 점점 나아지는 모습으로 아미 여러분들이 자랑스러워하는 방탄소년단이 되고 싶습니다.
바쁜 스케줄 덕분에 몸은 지쳐도 저희를 응원해주시는 아미분들을 만날 때마다 힘이 됩니다.
아미 여러분들을 만나고 항상 웃고 긍정적인 사람으로 바뀌게 된 것 같아 고마운 마음을 전달하고 싶네요.
아미 여러분, 언제나 저희 옆에 성장하는 모습을 지켜봐 주셨으면 좋겠습니다.
Right, that's cute and all, right? But I've heard enough of these cunts. Where's the letter for the heart to say what the heart thinks about all this shit? Where's that documentary? My boy's barely been featured at all, and I'm not fucking happy about it. But let's watch this guy greeting.
네, 늘 사랑합니다, 고맙습니다라고 표현을 하려고는 하는데 그게 굉장히 어렵습니다. 사랑합니다.
제가 이런 여기 있으면서 제가 정말 어떤 사람인지 또 어떤 사람이 되어야 하는지 정말 많이 깨닫는 것 같고요. 그래서 저희한테 고마운 존재입니다. 또 진짜 더 열심히 할게요. 정말 감사합니다. 저희는 지금까지 방탄소년단이었습니다. 둘, 셋! 감사합니다. 감사합니다.
나가기 싫다.
발대기가 많이 무겁네요.
나가기 싫다.
2014년 12월 4일 진해일지. 오늘은 내 생일이다. 새로운 가족들, 우리 방탄이들과 생일을 보냈는데, 와, 이 먹보들 어떻게 연습실에 딱 들어오자마자 케이크로 생일 축하한다고 이렇게 케이크를 붙여대더니
생일 축하드려요. 감사합니다.
우리 팬분들이 많은 편지와 또 메시지들을 보내주셨는데 정말 이렇게 많이 사랑받아도 될까 싶을 정도로 많이 축하해 주시고 또 태어나줘서 고맙다는 말을 많이 해주셨는데 그냥 감사합니다. 꼭 정말 더 많이 노력을 해서 절대로 실망시키지 않는 맏형, 방탄의 맏형 진이 될 테니까 더 지켜봐 주셨으면 좋겠다.
That's a shame. Oh, that bass.
네, 정말 뜨거운 함성으로 가득 찬 2013 멜론 뮤직 어워드 함께하고 있습니다.
네, 정말 2013년이 저렇게 뜨거웠구나 라는 것을 다시 한번 느껴볼 수 있었고요. 지금 말씀드리는 순간 벤에서 방탄소년단인가요?
네,
Looking cool as fuck.
데뷔한 아주 핫한 신인.
I'm sorry, but nah, RM looks cool as fuck there. What's that all about?
지금 말씀드리는 순간 벤에서
Prince
방탄소년단인가요?
absolutely smashing that suit.
2013 데뷔한 아주 핫한 신인이죠. 정말 패기 넘치는 모습으로 레드카펫을 걷고 있습니다.
자, 방탄소년단은 올해 데뷔를 하면서 정말 인기보다는 실력으로 승부를 하면서 다양한 이슈를 나왔는데요. 자, 그리고 방탄소년단의 팀워크가 얼마나 좋은지 알 수 있냐면요. 지금 7명이 쫙 섰는데 키가 다 똑같아요. 네.
당연히 못 봤죠. 야, 우리 당연히 못 봤냐? 참가상 모르냐, 참가상?
참가상. 야, 떨려.
진짜요?
우리 밖에서 멘붕일 것 같아.
우리 하기 전에 있다고?
밖에서 멘붕. 모르겠네요.
So is this the award ceremony that they're trying to win? Is it like best debut album or something that they're trying to get at this point? Whilst also panicking that if they don't get their second album out in time, then they're gonna get fucking dropped. That's crazy. That's right. I'm gonna go ahead and say I think they're gonna win. I think they're gonna win. Right. Best new artist. That's the one that we're looking for. Right. I think they're going to win. But I don't like this participation trophy pish, by the way. Right, because here's the thing, right? How can you be, right? So, everybody says these days that, like, society's getting too soft and stuff because when you get, like, sports day at schools, you get participation trophies. And like so that everybody gets a trophy and nobody feels left out, and it's fostering this thing where there's no real sense of like hunger or competition anymore, because like it doesn't matter if you win or not, you're still going to come away with a trophy, and that's kind of making it so that you don't really need to like try so much. And to an extent, I suppose they folk have got a point, but like, how is South Korea giving away participation trophies during these competitions when their entire fucking existence up until then is, if you're not the best of the best, then we're going to make it that your only option is suicide. There's a disparity in ideas there. That's all I'm saying.
과연 진짜 받으면 울 것 같아요.
2013 멜론 뮤직 어워드 신인상 방탄소년단 축하드립니다.
방탄소년단.
Yes, lads. Yes. Fucking hot. I suspect big things for these boys.
방탄소년단
축하드립니다. 우리 아미분들, 아미 정말 너무너무 감사드리고요. 더 좋은 음악, 더 좋은 무대로 앞으로 더 찾아뵙겠습니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. 부모님 사랑한다.
I'm going to say, right, I hate this song, right? But the wee bass line in the background is absolute fucking insanity, and I kind of like it. It's not a bass line, it's a lead line.
VJ 방탄 특공대와 함께한 저희의 이야기 어떠셨나요? 방탄소년단의 새로운 변신 앞으로 더 많이 지켜봐 주시길 바라고 저희 VJ 방탄 특공대 여기서 인사드리겠습니다. 감사합니다.
학교 갑니다. 힙합싱 하러 갑니다.
방탄소년단 랩 가사 그것도 가사야. 증명하겠습니다.
꽉 잡아 날 덮치기 전에
야, 우린 방탄소년단 힙합하려고 모였다. 남다른 목소리로 대중들의 귀를 녹여마. We sweet like a syrup. 거짓말들은 싫어 진짜 우리 얘기들로만 가사에 꽉꽉 실어. 랩 몬스터 가진 전국제의 오피지맨. 한국 여자들은 우리 때문에 가기 싫어질 걸 이미. 그리고 여기서 랩하고 있어 1위. Yeah.
제일 옆하는 누나를 몸으로 표현해주세요.
누나 좋아하지?
일단 매력 너무 넘쳐 19살 귀염둥이 보컬 메론아
숟가락 먹어야 돼.
Well, that was the Rise of Bangtan chapter 3. I think the thing that I'm really liking about these documentaries is less that it's about the rise of BTS and more that they use that as a microcosm to then expand upon South Korean culture in general. And it's a thing that I don't know a lot about. So it's quite fascinating for me to watch from that perspective. Like, you can go in and you can enjoy it because you like BTS, but you can also just go in and watch it because you want to learn about South Korea and how they differ and how they go about running that country compared to the Western world. And I think my biggest takeaway for that was how stressful growing up in South Korea is, just because of the sheer amount of pressure that's put on you. And we've went into details before about how pressured it would be to go to like one of the kind of dance studios or go and like try and be a singer and stuff like that. And I kind of thought to myself, why would you go and do that to yourself? But really, it's not exactly as if you're leaving an easy route to go and pursue something particularly difficult. You're just choosing a different avenue of extremely difficult and extremely stressful and extremely pressured. And that's... Maybe it's easy for me to say this having not been in that kind of situation, having grew up in the way that I grew up, but, and far be it for me to pass judgment on an entire fucking culture, but it kind of does feel barbaric a little bit, their inability to just let children be children. Like, there's no need to go and put so much pressure. And in a way, right, it's kind of similar, and I know that I can say this from my fucking high horse here, right, whilst I get cramp in my leg because of the way I've just sat, but oh dear God, it's kind of like, it's similar in a way to gun violence in America, where I'm sitting back, I'm seeing the gun violence, I'm hearing about the suicide rates in South Korea. The solution seems fairly obvious. And yet at the same time, you're kind of like, well, why the fuck are you guys no doing this solution? What's your reasoning? Can somebody explain it? Are you just happy for all the children to go and kill themselves? Because it kind of seems that way. If you're not, you would maybe try and kind of change something. If you're happy about all the ways to get shot in the schools and stuff in America, fine, but you're saying that you're no, so why is there no gun control? It's just... And listen, before you cunts start, right, I get knife crime, right? We've got knife crime at the fucking wazoo. We're no doing anything to deal with that either, right? We're no blameless here. 100%, right? I get that. But I'm just saying it's bizarre to me that a country has a problem like that with such a fucking mental statistic and they're just happy to sit with it. They don't even try and figure out some kind of solution to help. Just bizarre. But it's weird because that documentary was funny and it was enlightening, but it's just left me with some pretty heavy fucking thoughts and questions. But yeah. Guys, that was Rise of Bangtan, Chapter 3. If you want to see the entire thing unedited in its glory, it's up on Patreon at patreon.tv/markabusi reactions. It's also going to be up there significantly earlier than what you're currently watching it on YouTube. If you're watching it on Patreon, hey Patreon guys, how you doing? If you would like to be there when I'm recording it live and then you can come in and chat away and I'll respond to you and sidebars and stuff, then twitch.tv/markabusi reactions. Go there, set up a Twitch account. It's not that fucking hard, guys. It's just, you've got a YouTube account. It's just easy. It's the same thing, right? Same thing. And then, there you go. You go and do that. what we've also started doing is, on Patreon, we have started putting up polls. So, the Bangtan series is its own thing. We're going to be doing the Bangtan series, okay? Just constantly. But I've now started doing a poll to see what's the next BTS event type stream that we do. So, the current poll has, for example, let me try and see if I can remember this right. It's got RM's Indigo album. It has their 2019 VMA performance, I want to say. I could be wrong about that. It has the option to do one song from chapter 2 of every BTS member, and then it also has Run BTS episode 24, where it's BTS versus Zombies, and it's not VMA, it's MMA. I was very fucking close. I was only one letter out, but we're going to keep doing polls like that. So if you guys want to sign up to the Patreon, then that way, you get to decide where the channel goes in terms of BTS content. Because it's all very well me sitting here and doing what I want to do, but I kind of should be doing what you guys want me to do. And that's probably the best way to do that, I think. So shut up and do it. It's that simple. And then also you get to support me, and yeah, win-win. It's a win-win. And by win-win, I mean I win twice. I've been markabusi, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.